I'm Anil Kumar, and here we have two knowledge-based questions from the test paper on Introduction to Calculus. It is important to pause the video, copy the questions, solve them yourself, as that is going to give you more practice for your own test. First one here is, calculate the slope of the secant that joins the points at x equals to minus 3 and x equals to 1 on the graph of y equals to 2x squared minus 4. So that is the question for you. And the second question is, write a function with slope minus 2 at x equals to 2 and slope of 2 at x equals to 0. Now that is the thinking question. Think about these, write down the answer, and then look into my suggestion. Let's begin with answering the first question. Here we are given at x equals to minus 3 and the function is y equals to 2x squared minus 4. We should find what y is. So at this point, y is equals to 2 times minus 3 squared minus 4. Minus 3 squared is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. 18 minus 4 or 14, right? And at x equals to 1, the value of y is 2 times 1 squared minus 4, which is 2 minus 4 or minus 2. So now we know the 2 points. The coordinate points for us now are, so this one is minus 3, 14, and the other one is 1 and minus 2. Since we know 2 points on a function, we can always find the slope of the secant between any 2 points. So slope of the secant m is equals to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. In this case, 14 minus 2 divided by minus 3 minus 1, and that gives us 14 minus 2 is 16, minus 3 minus 1 is minus 4, and therefore it is minus 4. So the slope of the secant is minus 4. Now let's look into the next question, which is, write a function with slope minus 2 at x equals to 2 and a slope of 2 at x equals to 0. So what you notice here is that the slope is negative 2 and positive slope, positive 2. And the x values are kind of different, right? So of course they have to be, since the function is defined only if it passes the vertical line test, correct? So we are looking for something. Let's try to figure it out. At x, the slope is 2. That means the point here will be kind of rising like this, right? So x equals to 0, slope is positive 2. And what we notice is that at x equals to positive 2, the slope is negative 2, kind of like this. Do you see that? So what we notice here is that we could have an absolute function, right? So if I have an absolute function, I could satisfy both these conditions, correct? So an absolute function like this. So what we have here is a point 0, and somewhere in between we can have the vertex, and 2 units away from here, somewhere here, will have a slope which is negative, right? So let us say this point is 2. So if this point is 2 for us and this is 0, we can expect 1 in the center. So from this we can have equation as absolute x minus 1, right? That could be our function, and since we flipped it, it could be negative of this. So that could be one of the solutions, right? So it is not necessary that this is the only solution, right? There could be many solutions. You could have a parabola also, where the slopes could be at the given points 0, at 0 it could be 2, and at minus 2, at 2 it could be minus 2. But I think this particular function could be better. Now since we want slope of 2 and minus 2, I should actually multiply this by 2. Since this point is at 0, now at 2, to have a slope, this should be minus 2. You get my point? So if I have a line which is going with that kind of a slope, rise over run, it should be 2 times this. So the slope becomes steeper. Do you see that? 2 times. So that will give us slope of 2, right? So that is how you could actually get one function. So basically what you have is that from a combination of these two, you could find the answer for this particular question. I hope that helps. Thank you and all the best.